Welcome back to The Private Record. This is one of my all-time favorite interviews, stories, episodes. Christina was a hardcore heroin addict. And we've talked to a few people on the show by now who have stories about being heavily involved in one way or another with drugs, whether they were dealers or users or derricks. This is slightly different, though, because it's not so much about even drugs. It's about the fucking audacity. The audacity that someone could possibly have to try to buy drugs from a hardcore fucking gang member, drug dealer with money. I'm using bunny ears on that if you're listening. Money that you printed on fucking computer paper and didn't even color in at all on the back of the computer paper. There's just blank ass, white ass motherfucking paper on the back of the bill. You have the audacity, Christina. I mean, I applaud you for that alone. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard anybody do, ever. And it just goes to show, I mean, don't do heroin, because that's kind of what the behavior that it begets. You know, you get desperate, you print money on fucking computer paper and try to buy drugs with it. Not a good idea, just all around. But yeah, where the story goes from there is even more chaotic and hectic. If any episode sort of really truly belongs, if any story that's been told to me on this show really truly belongs in a movie or as a storyline in a movie, this might be it. Christina, I'm happy you're sober now and I'm happy you lived. Dude, I'm so happy. You're so fucking lucky you're alive after this shit. Anyway, I'm not going to go on anymore. It's a crazy story. And thank you, Christina, for coming and sharing it. Also, you're funny, so you get extra points for that. If you want to be a guest on the show, go to theprivaterecord.com and submit yourself as a potential guest. I can't wait to hear from you. Follow us on socials, Instagram, TikTok, at The Private Record. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Private Record. Like every video you can. Comment on every video you feel like commenting on. I'd greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to us that you even watch in the first place. I can't even fucking tell you how much I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I can't wait to spend my entire life loving you. I'll see you next time.
So I'm Christina, as aforementioned. Well, we just said heroin and guns, and I think that kind of sums it up a little bit.
That's enough. I mean, that'll get people excited for the story if you just do heroin and guns.
That's a hook.
Okay.
Heroin and guns.
That's a hook. All right, heroin and guns. Here we go. Christina's story about heroin and guns. The floor is yours.
Okay. So to put it first, I am 7 years sober, so there are no longer heroin and guns in my direct world. I work in social services.
Oh, good.
But it's other people's heroin and guns that I'm like, yeah. I'm like, let's fix that.
Well, congratulations about 7 years sober. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah. So when I was 18, though, I was really, really into heroin. Great. It was my favorite thing to do. So it was, I used to live in Connecticut. I've lived in Florida now almost 10 years. So I used to live in Connecticut, and I don't know if you're familiar with like Hartford, Connecticut.
I am. Yeah, I am. But so the audience knows, explain whatever you feel like you might want to explain. Yeah.
So Hartford, Connecticut, if anyone remembers the show Gangland, there was an episode of Hartford, Connecticut on there. So I feel like that might just sum it up. Yeah, right?
People, I think, people who have never been to Connecticut at all associate Connecticut with like blue blood, rich people who have big houses that work in New York City. It's like that in certain parts, like Greenwich, but it's not like that the whole state through. Yeah.
You are literally just like took the words out of my mouth. People think like Connecticut's like these boat shoe wearing motherfuckers. Yeah. And that's Fairfield County. Yeah. Right, yeah. Like the people that commute into Manhattan, like where I'm from is like a smaller like suburb. But I was like 20 minutes north of New Haven and like 30 minutes to Hartford. So I was born and raised there, first 18 years of my life. I'm 28 now. And so anyway, I'm like cripplingly addicted to heroin. It's the worst, right? You can imagine that would be. And I was dating this girl at the time, and her and I were like Bonnie and Clyde as far as like hitting licks, getting dope, like just being insane. The way that like people in
Bonnie
the depths
and Bonnie, Bonnie and Bonnie, but Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie,
yeah,
correct. We were both women.
We got it.
Yeah. So, but like the way that people that are addicted to drugs have like zero regard for their own life is like insane.
Yeah.
As like a sober person now, I look at myself and I'm like, dude, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you are lucky to be alive. So at that point, I had no regard for my own life. I was also, my brain wasn't fully formed yet. I'm only 18. So like, I'm making really good decisions.
Yeah.
I have the best ideas in the world. So, me and my girlfriend at the time, it was like the middle of winter, so it's like Connecticut cold. It's sad as shit. We're starting to feel dope sick, which unfortunately is probably a very relatable experience in America today. For people, so that sucks. But if you can relate, you know what I mean.
You know what she means, folks. Yeah.
It's a New England winter. Your girl's dope sick. What do I think of? Why don't I print out $250 of money on computer paper?
Dude, I mean, look, fake bills, interesting idea, always possible. Wrapping up smaller bills in bigger bills, could get away with it. Computer paper money is something that truly only a dope sick desperate person could even think of, right? Like no one that is in their right mind would think that could work. So but here's what I would guess you knew that, though. Like you knew that was a bad idea. So how did you make it almost real?
You know what the worst part is?
Yeah.
Again, being an addiction, you're like, nah, that's a good fucking idea.
Oh,
dude.
Wow, really? Okay. I stand corrected. Okay.
Like, of course, there's like still, I call it like dumb girl brain and then like logic brain. Like, of course, there's still a little bit of logic that exists within like a addicted person or just people in general. But so I'm like, yeah, this is like a scary idea. But I still was like, but listen, I think we could finesse this. I was like, guys, like, if we make sure that we measure it to be like the right size.
Right. So were like the people you were with, like coming up with this together, were they against it and you were spearheading it, or how did that work?
So I came up with the idea because I'm brilliant. And and then so I was with my girlfriend and like we had like exhausted all efforts of like copying just like the regular ways. So I'm like, yo, this is like a really good idea that I just came up with, like one for the books, truly. One that I'll tell on a podcast a decade. She was like, word. And we called our friend he was the one with the car. So like addicts have like, everybody plays a role, right? So you got the two young, like cute heroin girls, and then you got like the guy with the Chrysler Sebring to drive you to Hartford. And that was the setup. So he comes over and we're like, dog, here's our idea. Like, you down to drive? And he was like, honestly, I'm dope sick. So.
Oh God. Okay. So he's also dope sick. Okay. So that's, you have three of you then,
dope
right?
Sick maniacs that think it's a great idea to print out computer paper money and give it to a fucking Latin king.
Okay. So that's my next question though. Like the person that you're going to give this money to, is this a dealer that you know, or is this just some random person you find that has it?
No, we had several connects. Like, it's not like in like New York City maybe, or like Kensington, Philadelphia, or things like that, where there's like people on the block. Like sometimes there is in Hartford where you could just go up and be like, hey, like you got whatever slang of the week we're calling heroin these days. But like I would get like connects. So this was like a very consistent guy. He was really nice until he shot at our car. He was
we'll get to
nice.
that. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Well, we will. Spoiler alert. Heroin. He was cool. Like I had copped from him like several times. Always good. Always hooked it up. So that like kind of plays into why I didn't want to be the one to call him.
Right.
Because like he was my dealer.
Right.
And like my girlfriend, like I would cop for us and like give her shit, but like she never really had contact with him. And my other friend, he was whipping the Sebring. So he played his role. So what we did was we had like a $10 bill of just like real money. We were like, okay, so that's gonna be the envelope, if you will, you know, wrapping it up. And then we printed out, we made sure we measured dimensions of like a real dollar, and like we got crap. Like, for what it's worth, we put time and effort into it as much as one can. We didn't print out the back though.
Oh my God. Christina. Okay, hang on. So I want to ask you one very specific question. What did you think was going to happen? Because I'm positive you didn't think nothing would happen, right? You thought he would find out later?
I thought that he would find out later, yes. I thought that like he was just going to pocket it because we had a relationship.
Right.
And so I'm like sending my girl. So it's like, he's like, okay, she's good people because Christina's good people. When it's like, we're all on heroin. None of us are currently good people.
Oh, dude. Okay. So she was the fall girl. She was the one that you were going to be like, it was her. It wasn't me. And then you were going to be like, I don't know how to get a hold of her. She fucking ran off with the dope. I'm sorry. It'll never happen again. Right?
You just wait.
Okay.
So in my brain, I'm like, he's going to just like put it in his pocket and like dip out, because it's like, you don't want to be like standing there fucking around. Like, you don't want to get caught by cops, whatever, you know, just like casual American drug dealer shit.
Sure.
You know, no big deal.
But just to be clear, you printed out money that only had like Abraham Lincoln's face, like Thomas Jefferson on the front and nothing on the back.
Whichever president is on the $20 bill.
Yeah, I think it's Jefferson. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it's just white computer paper on the back.
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Great.
Yeah. So we just Google image search $20 bill. Put that shit, like clip arted that onto like a Microsoft Word document.
Oh my God.
And said, why don't we print out whatever equals like $250 roughly? Like, yeah.
Isn't that a lot? Is that a lot of heroin? That's a lot, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm so far like removed from how much shit costs, but like it was 2013? So it was like, and it also, it's like regional. So like the Northeast has, they call them bundles. So it's like wax bags of powder. So you could like a full bundle at that point was probably like $35, and that's 10 bags.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So we were getting like, I think they called it half a stack. I sound like someone trying to learn Gen Z language right now.
No, we get it. Everyone knows drugs go through different slang like every year. Right. So like, who the fuck knows what it is now? But then you were familiar. So that's a lot though. Why were you getting so much of it?
Because I think we figured like we might as fucking well.
You might as well, because you're going to rip somebody off. You do it once, you do it big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what am I going to just like rip him off for like a $20 bag? Like, no.
Let me just ask you though, so I'm clear. How much would a $20 bag, like how long would that last you?
One hit.
And then how many hours after that does that last you?
I mean, it depends on like where you're at, like in your tolerance level. Right. Like, did you relapse? Did you just start doing dope? Like, have you been literally just doing this to get well because now you're just addicted and you like don't even get high anymore. You just don't. So yeah, that's really just like subjective to the
but no, I mean, but you at the time though, like how? Yeah.
Oh, that's lasting an hour max.
Oh shit. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Dude, the way I've lived 2 lifetimes in 28 years is actually unhinged.
Yeah, sounds like it.
I'm literally gonna like go to bed after this because I'm old now.
That's good. That's a better life than the story you're telling right now. So, but anyway, yeah.
The story's so sick.
All right. So okay. So now you have the 200. Okay. Yeah. Keep going. Sorry. I'll let you tell it.
We hit the print, right? We're like, look at this. We're rolling in money. This is so awesome. We're rich. We crumpled it up, right? and then smoothed it back out so it would have like the feel of money.
That's smart. Yeah.
Like, again, brilliant. I have a very high IQ.
I believe that. Believe it or not, I actually do believe that. Desperate times call for desperate measures. You crinkle the money, make it look real. Feel real. Yeah, feel real.
Yes. So, and also it's nighttime too. So it's not like this is like a daylight deal where he's going to be like, why is this cut so poorly?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm arguing with my girlfriend and I was like, yo, I'm not calling him because I'm not going to mess up my relationship with this guy. I was like, I will ride up with you guys. Like I'll be in the car. I'm about it. I'll like hide in the back seat, but like you are calling and setting up the deal. Like it's like you're doing it. You stupid bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I get that logic on your part. I totally get why you would refuse to be the one to call him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm throwing her under the bus. Fuck that.
Yeah. And you can't ruin your good connect with him. I get it. Yeah.
Correct. And I did anyway because then I got scared.
Right.
But because of the guns.
That'll do it.
So, she calls him, she sets up the deal. He's like, all right, come through, meet with me. We were like, all right, sick. I put on, like, I don't wear hats. I put on like a baseball hat. I'm like putting on a fucking
yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it.
Yeah. We hop in the 01 Chrysler Sebring and we put on like Meek Mill. We think we're like such hot shit.
Oh,
we're
God.
Like, dude, I don't know. I don't even listen to that like subset of rap, but for some reason, Meek Mill like soundtracked so much of my addiction. And
wow, that's so weird. Yeah,
I don't know what it was. He was just like, I don't know. He was that dude, I guess, for us. But I didn't give a fuck. I was high.
Yeah.
So we're bumping Meek Mill. We got 250 fake dollars. We're ready to go. So obviously, like, you're familiar, and like clearly, like, I've listened to your podcast and shit. So that's how I got this. So you're familiar with cities. You know how it's all grids, like the way the streets are. So we met him on a side street, and like this street was the main one that like came vertical to the highway, and then there was like a back one that kind of shot out as well to that main road, and then you have just the horizontal ones. So we meet him on the horizontals. Sebring's parked this way. This man's like brand new, amazing white Jeep. It's like facing the other way. Like it could have been a race car as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And I'm like leaning back. I'm like in the back seat like this, like not paying attention, trying not to be seen.
Yeah.
And my guy friend hands him the money, and as soon as he has the heroin, he fucking jets. Starts driving really fast. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I get amped. He's driving towards the other street that shoots back out to the main one, and then I hear him go, oh shit. This man.
No.
Yes. I'm so scared. You see him whip it around to start chasing us. And I'm like, holy fuck, like this is the day I die.
Yeah.
I'm like calling my mom. I'm like, dude,
right.
It happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The thing you fear is happening.
Yeah.
And we just start going, right? We're driving as fast as we can, which isn't fast because again, 2001 Chrysler Sebring, that's been beat to shit by someone that does heroin.
So he, though, at this point, he is fully in, I'm driving for my life right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is, like, for what it's worth, like, kudos to him. Like, he did his best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, clearly I ended up not dying.
Yeah, you're here. Yeah. He did well in this instance, yes.
So he drives towards the highway. We get on the highway, and then I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy's gonna like follow us 30 minutes south. Like, there's no way he's gonna do that.
Why did you think he was not going to do that? Just out of curiosity.
To me, it was because like he was like a pretty big dealer. Like he was like, and I don't mean this to sound like, this sounds really annoying what I'm gonna say, but like he was like gang affiliated. So I was like, he's just gonna take the L. And like,
wouldn't you think the opposite though? I'm confused a little bit. Like, wouldn't you think because he's dealing in such a high stake world, he can't be having people in the world ripping him off. Like he even if he doesn't want to, I would imagine he has to do this, right?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know like what level he was, but I thought he would just like take the L because he's like he's got a bunch of money, so it's like not that good, and he would just like charge it to the game and be like, fuck, like I'm gonna beat their ass if I ever see him again. Right.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. That's not what happened though. He fucking is following your ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's not pleased. He's not pleased with the choices on this evening.
No.
It's like near Christmas time too and shit. Like
no breaks for the holidays. Yeah.
No breaks. And so he starts chasing us on the fucking highway. And I'm like, dude,
my God.
I'm like laying down in the back seat, like screaming. I'm like, lose him.
Yeah.
My boy's like, I'm fucking trapped. And I'm like not being helpful. I'm like, he's like foot through the floor, knifing through traffic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Which is also crazy because it's like not that late. It's like 9:30 at night. Like people are on the highway.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like a 3 a.m. open road type situation. We're like knifing through traffic.
Oh my God.
And so he's got a car full of people too. It wasn't just him.
Oh fuck, dude.
I should have mentioned that, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a key detail. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got his boys with him. It's not just him. So they're hanging out the window, fucking throwing glass bottles and shit at our car, like trying to swerve into us. Like, he was mad.
Yeah, he was really mad. Here's the other thing, though, and this is pretty fucked up. He's in a car. If he was alone, there was maybe a better chance of him taking the L, as you put it. But he's surrounded by people who he needs them to keep respecting him. He's kind of fucked himself. Like he needs to do what he's doing now. Everyone here is fucked right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except at the end, we didn't end up being, and it was really cool.
But how though? Like, tell me how did you get to that from being chased on the highway by a way faster car full of people who want to kill all of you? How did you get from that to safety?
So I've never been happier. Actually, I've never been happy to see a cop, but in this moment, a state trooper was there.
Oh my God.
So that's like very end.
Okay.
So they're throwing like glass bottles. We got fucking Snapple facts thrown at us and shit. Just like targeting the car, trying to swerve, trying to get us off the road. It's fucking crazy. Then it kind of stops for a minute. And I hear, and I'm like, no. One of his boys fucking shoots at our car.
Oh my God.
Misses. Thank Christ.
Yeah.
No heroin addicts were injured in the making of this story.
Uh-huh.
But that was fucking terrifying. And like, I don't know how they didn't get like caught wielding a gun out the window.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like,
it's interesting. I've had a gun pulled on me on the highway before, not for reasons like you have, but it's crazy when it happens. It's crazy that it's happening and the world is still going. Like you're like, but there's someone waving a gun at me, shooting it. Like this is not legal. Where's everyone to stop it? You know? Yeah.
They've done like studies on that where it's like, I've literally like the hive mind thing of like, nobody wants to be the guy that
totally. Yeah.
No, they haven't done studies on you getting
right. That's what I thought you meant. Yeah.
No. But yeah, like the hive mind, like no one wants to be the guy that steps up thing.
Yeah.
Like
it's true.
You know, and then just, I don't know, like Stanford prison experiment, all that fucking shit.
It's scary. Yeah.
But yeah, so like people are just like, oh, I don't want to get involved. I was just in New York on the subway. And like, that's another crazy story. I'll fucking submit that one another time. But, like, we're all just like looking around at this guy just pissing on the subway, spitting and like shadowboxing people. And we're just like,
that's disgusting.
Okay. And no one does anything.
No one does
anything. I think
anything,
that's probably the same vein that like passengers on this interstate were thinking. And so we're still driving. Like it was just one shot, and I'm like, I'm fucking sobbing in the backseat, dude. Like I'm freaking out. And all of a sudden, like my friend sees a state trooper like just casually driving on the highway, and I'm screaming. I'm like, get behind him, get behind him, get behind him. So he like casually gets behind the state trooper, and like we just fucking like, as not sketchy as possible, or like following him, and we just end up like pretend we're following him off the exit. Yes, sir, we're also taking this exit. Rocky Hill or wherever we are right now. Like, I don't know. So we get off the exit like behind this cop and just casually keep driving, and then we eventually lose the cop and no idea where the Jeep was. Like,
so at what point? Yeah, at what point did the Jeep stop? Do you remember like when it stopped? Like, was it when they saw the cop? You think?
I think it was when they saw us. I don't think it was when they saw the cop, but I think it's when they saw us get behind the cop. Right, they were like, fuck, you know?
They realized you're going to stick to that strategy and there's no winning this right now. Yeah.
They didn't follow us off the highway. None of that. And then, so we got back on the highway. Mm-hmm. My phone starts ringing.
Oh, man. Yeah. I know who it is. Like, yeah.
Oh, you know who it is. So did I.
Yeah. So, it's not your mom.
No, it's not my mom. I shush both of them and I look at my girlfriend and I say, I love you, but everything I'm about to say about you right now, it's not true.
Right.
Like, I'm dog you out on the phone right now. Just I love you. Okay.
Yeah, right.
She's like, okay. I answer the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Good job.
He's like, what you doing right now? And I'm like, oh, I'm chilling at home. What's up? And he's like, tell your fucking girl, if I ever see her again, I'm gonna run her for everything she's got.
Oh my God.
Part of me wanted to start laughing.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we got away.
Right.
Like,
well, yeah, it's implicit in him saying that he's letting it go almost, you know, like, God. And he should have just said, he should have just like, without knowing it, accused you of being with her. And then you would have like really had to make a decision, you know? Like, oh my God, did he see me?
Well, I would still take it to the grave.
Right. Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
So I was like, I told you not to fuck with that bitch. I told you she's grimy as fuck. Like, no wonder. Like, what? I was like, what even happened? And he goes, like, the way he said it is so funny. He was like, she just gave me $250 on computer.
He just knew. It's like Hewlett Packard bullshit.
From me. Yeah. I'm holding it away. I'm like,
oh wow.
I said, no fucking way.
Yeah.
She's a grimy bitch. Like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And he's like, tell me where she lives at. Tell me where she lives at. And I was like, oh no, she has a baby. Like, and she did. I was like, she has a kid. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I can't tell you where she lives. Like, I'm sorry. And he's like, I got kids too. And she just took the lunch money out of their mouth. And
oh wow. Like, he's got good lines in this movie. Jesus.
I feel like he's been robbed before.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like he's had it happen one too many times. What the fuck? So I have a question actually. How does that first of all, how does that call end?
It's him telling me, then he said, and if I see your boy's Chrysler again, I'm gonna fuck him up. And I was like, valid. He's a piece of shit too. Fuck them both, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you and me, let's run away together. You know?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But then he was like, all right, well, come see me tomorrow. Like, you know, I got you, like, always.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, all right, but I never saw him again. I'm not stupid.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm stupid because I gave the man computer paper money, but I'm not that
No,
stupid.
that's a different kind of stupid, honestly. It really is, yeah.
That was like junkie desperation stupid. Like, this was like, I have common sense and like, you may think that like I'm not affiliated with the situation, but I'm also not trying to die.
Yeah, totally. Well, do you think he would have done? Do you think he really would have done something to you?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
It's like this is another cringy thing, but like I very much trust like my gut instinct, and I knew when saying that I was like, trust my gut. I'm like, no, this man's gonna beat the shit out of me.
Oh
like,
my
I'm not.
God, that's so scary. Yeah.
And it sucked because it's really good dope, so I never got to fucking.
Well, honestly, that's only your fault. You shouldn't have fucking ripped his ass off like that. You know?
I know.
It's all well and good now because you're sober and it doesn't fucking matter. That guy's probably dead anyway, honestly.
Dead or in jail.
Yeah.
No way he's not.
Yeah, totally.
Or he's a pastor. Who knows? Like, I don't know.
He could be a pastor, yeah. Wow, that's fucking crazy. So how long, like, this is what I want to know more than anything else. How long were you scared, or was your friend scared after that? Like the guy in the Chrysler, your girl, like these two people must have been scared out of their minds for at least a while, right?
No, we went up to Hartford the next day.
So do you think that's because of the addiction or because they're just, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's like, this is the only vehicle we have and we're all addicted to heroin.
Right.
We have to go to the place.
Yeah.
In the thing that can get us to the place to get the thing.
Right. That's so interesting. It's so simple. It's just, we don't have time to be scared because to be scared would put us in a position less likely to get the thing that we need all the time. Yeah.
The way fear doesn't exist for a person using drugs, like hard drugs like that, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like, I look back on it, like because I didn't even get sober after that. Like, I came down to Florida like a month later. And I did, like, I'm sure you've probably pop culture wise familiar with like the Florida Shuffle and like rehabs and how this like recovery capital, whatever. So I was like engaged in a lot of that, like in and out of treatments, detoxes, halfway houses. And I just remember when I like woke up, because I got sober in 2016, like for real. And I like woke up in a detox and I was just like so scared. I was like, what is going on? Like, what did I do? Like, this is terrifying, because I was finally off drugs. And I was just like, everything hit me, like years and years of just like substance use and like mental health shit just like hit me at once. And I was like, I'm a 21-year-old baby and I want my mom and a grilled cheese.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, that's 7 years then. So you're obviously doing well now.
Yeah.
That guy's not still trying to hunt you down, is he?
I would be really surprised if he was still pressed over that.
What if he fucking watches this podcast when it drops and he's like, that bitch, I know where she is now. I'm coming to get her.
No, he doesn't know where in Florida.
He has no idea where you are. That's never going to happen. I guarantee you he doesn't watch this fucking podcast. You know what I mean? If he watches,
he's your biggest fan?
I mean, that would be, then I would come on my own show and tell the story about how he found you.
Or next submission you get, he doesn't watch because these aren't released yet.
Right. Yeah.
He sends in a story about how some dumb bitch gave him $250.
And from that moment on, he found God. He got out of the drug game and found God and repented. And now, as you said, he's a pastor.
He's a pastor.
Yeah.
He's running for president.
He is. He's Joe Biden.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, that's fucking totally crazy. I mean, it's hilarious, but that was so dumb, dude. Like, that was peak dumbness. You're so lucky to be alive. I'm happy you are. But yeah, anyone that does that is really asking for it, you know? Just really, really asking for it.
Listen, I do everything for the bit because one day I know it's going to be funny for someone else.
Yeah, well, this was, and now the whole world can enjoy it. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing story. I'm happy you're still here to tell it. And yeah, thanks for coming on the show to tell me about it.
You're welcome. I'm trying to convince my boyfriend to submit his story about when he tried to disarm a police officer. So please,
come on. I plead to him. Tell him how nice I am, how easy I made it for you. Tell him to come on, and we can make him anonymous if he wants. It doesn't matter. We don't have to see his face. Yeah.
Well, because he gets nervous. He doesn't want to. He doesn't like talking like that. But, like, he has like some of the fucking craziest stories I've ever heard. Like, he used to eat silica gel when he was like manic because he thought it would make him like. He's obviously a sober person now too. Good. Disarmed a police officer and had to be put on mental health disability for it just because he was on crack. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him on here. Have him submit. We'll get him on for sure.
Hell yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much, Christina.
You're very welcome. I look forward to hearing all the episodes.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right. I'll talk to you. I'll let you know when this one's gonna drop.
Hell yeah.
Cool, thanks.
All right, have a good night.
You too, bye.